So we get asked a lot. People are in the process of going through a divorce. Maybe they want to separate from their current spouse, but that divorce process is going to take a number of months. They don't want to stay in the marital home anymore. They want to be able to move out and buy another property. And in those cases, we can generally help somebody pre-divorce, but we have to address a few topics to make sure that this borrower, our client, is not going to buy a home and then get divorced after they own this home and now be liable for things like alimony and child support, things that will impact their ability to repay the mortgage that was just given to them, right? So generally it involves a notarized letter between both parties. Both spouses sign a notarized letter that outlines a few basic terms. We're both going to be living separate. We're going to split the proceeds from the sale of our marital home, or X party's keeping marital home. This party is going to move on, and I'm not going to take any ownership interest in their new home. There's not going to be any alimony, or we just outline those terms. Is either party going to pay alimony? Is either party going to be responsible for child support? Division of assets, division of liabilities, those sorts of things. If we can address that and formulate that in a nice notarized letter for an underwriter, they'll generally accept that and allow our borrower, our client now, to go ahead and buy that next property. The important thing is both parties have signed off on the basic terms here prior to it actually being court ordered and approved by a judge.
And we're talking about the case where you have potentially the payer of the alimony child support. Like
Sure.
You wouldn't be able to through that scenario, you wouldn't be able to use any income from that scenario. If you're trying to apply for the next home with income from alimony child support, you need to wait till after the divorce is final, 6 months receipt, 3 years continuance. However, in that scenario, you're talking about the client who can otherwise qualify for the next home without the alimony and child support, but needs to get on with things and it is not looking to use that income to qualify.
Yeah, you might have somebody who is going to be the recipient of the alimony, but they have other means of income, other source of income, and they don't need the alimony. We can still help them with a notarized letter, even if it says they are to receive alimony. As long as we're not trying to use it because we don't have a court order, we're fine. We can we'll base qualification off their salary, let's say, or whatever other means of income they have.
And how does it work with someone who is going to be responsible to pay? Does that letter typically work as a way to establish what their debt's going to be?
That's more case by case. Mm-hmm. We're going to find underwriting is going to be a little more stringent in that circumstance. There's going to be more that'll weigh on the overall profile because the concern is going to be both of these parties now, maybe amicable, have agreed on an amount, but once it goes to court, maybe that amount might change. And if it goes up, we're going to be putting a borrower maybe in harm's way that all of a sudden the obligation's more than they thought.